Ladies and gentlemen, ever since William Ruto took power back in 2022, there are so many things that have happened in the country. Some of these things are seriously hurting the Kenyans to an extent that they didn't want William Ruto since last year. Now, there are so many things that they have decided that are going to determine whether they're going to vote for William Ruto or not. But I feel strongly there are groups that are going to seriously determine William Ruto's exit from status come 2027. And this, I call them the threats of William Ruto in 2027. Before I take you through who are these groups, kindly if this is the first time you're watching my videos, please make sure that you subscribe, like, and comment because that's the best support you can always give this channel. Now, which are these groups that are going to determine William Ruto leaves office come 2027? Number one in my list, it is the working class. Who do I mean this? Let me call them the middle class of the Republic of Kenya. These are the people who are employed by the government or even in the private sector. This middle class could be teachers, could be doctors, could be people working in various farms that are privately owned or even some NGOs within the country. And these groups, they have so many reasons to take William Ruto home. But number one of them, it is this one, housing levy. You all know that as we speak today, the housing levy takes 1.5% of, actually 2.5% of total earnings of every individual that has a payslip. And that is why you find people like Rigathi Gachagua are talking of rescuing the payslip come 2027, because he knows very well that the people who are hurt most by William Ruto's type of governance, it is the people who have what you call the payslip, because their money is deducted now and then. So therefore, these people have been hurt to an extent that they feel strongly they have to take William Ruto come 2027. Let me give you just a piece of example. First of all, you all know that teachers, sometimes they have actually all teachers probably have the allowance, have the ability to go and get a loan from a bank and then use this loan for development. And these loans, some of these teachers actually took huge loans, bought a piece of land, built a big house or maybe a good house for his family. And now he or she is paying back the loan slowly for the house that he constructed and the piece of land that he bought. Then the government comes on board and says, no, wait, we need more money from you so that you can go and build a house somewhere else that you're going to own. After some time, you're going to own this house. Later on, the government changes that, no, this is just a tax. There's no going to own this house. Despite paying for it, you're still going to buy it. Not just cheap, but very expensive. Now, this land that where these houses that the government is claiming to be building is this land, it is publicly owned. The people of Kenya contributes money for the construction of these houses. Then the government later on decides to sell this house, not cheaply, but expensively, to an extent even 12,000 a month. And then it should cost probably for 30 years you're going to pay for this house. So in a nutshell, with all calculations done, you can see clearly that it's no longer affordable in any way, because you can see somebody's benefiting. Either the government itself just wants to benefit from its people, or you can realize that there are some private entities who are seriously benefiting from this housing levy. So in a nutshell, as we speak today, teachers, after seeing what is happening in the process, they have become much more annoyed with what President William Ruto and his regime are doing. And actually, as a result of this, we expect very well that we are going to see these people take William Ruto home. Apart from the housing levy, we have the insurances for their health that they have taken from various parts of the insurance industry. And you realize that, like last time, SHA and SHIF is not functioning in some of these hospitals that have been offering services to some of these teachers and even doctors. So you realize that they become more frustrated under William Ruto's governance. And this actually makes them make the decision that they have to take William Ruto home come 2027. Another group that I know very well that is determined to take William Ruto home are the youths of this country. William Ruto could be doing so many things to change the lives of the youths, but the fact remains that the abductions and killings remain number one reason as to why they will take President William Ruto home. Youths were killed in cold blood. People were just holding a flag, water, and probably a phone. And these people were shot in the name of being criminals, yet they were just young men and women of this country who were protesting against bad governance under President William Ruto's regime. They were shot in the parliament buildings, others were abducted later on, others were also got, actually, after being tortured, were released, while others went ahead to go missing and finally found dead in Kenyan mortuaries. That's a sad story. Youths keep remembering, and I feel strongly that they made a decision on 25th June that William Ruto will go home. Before I take you far, on the group I said about the working class, these people form about 4 million votes, and they are eligible to vote. These are people who usually wake up in the morning, go and vote. And therefore, these 4 million people, they have huge numbers. On the youths here, if they decide to vote, these are over 20 million votes that Kenyans have that they can seriously take William Ruto home coming 2027. So therefore, checking these numbers, we're already at 24 million. Just that. Now, another group that I feel strongly that is supposed to take William Ruto home coming 2027 is a group that believes that William Ruto is not doing well as a leader. There are those who are not employed or could be employed, but their decision is purely made from the fact that they see William Ruto to be a bad leader. These people have just assessed what we call the type of governance, the type of taxes being collected, what the President William Ruto and his team are doing across the country, the type of expenditure William Ruto is showing, the type of travels, the flamboyant lifestyle of most of the politicians close to President William Ruto, the donations that are made in churches and various parts of this country. And you realize that these people are able to see something is wrong within government. These people are determined to take William Ruto home. They can form either the youths or even the older generations, and they've decided they have to take William Ruto home come 2027. The last person, the last group that will take Ruto home, it is Gachagua and Gachagua's team. That is the Waminyoros. This group, led by President William Ruto, it's one of the toughest when they talk about opposition in this country. Led by the former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, they are seriously determined to ensure that William Ruto goes home come 2027. Why am I saying this? If you listen to Rigathi Gachagua speak on behalf of his team, you realize that he seriously knows what he's saying, where he's heading to, and he's seriously dismantling William Ruto come 2027. He's saying that he will dismantle William Ruto the moment he gets to the top of rooftops, of top of the vehicles, just like William Ruto is doing right now. Whenever William Ruto says something, he always has a tangible answer to give back to President William Ruto. And we all agree that he destroyed the journey of William Ruto to Western Kenya within 6 minutes, while William Ruto stayed there for 6 days. Terrible. So in a nutshell, you can see that William Ruto, even his journey in the coast, it is seriously about Rigathi Gachagua, meaning that Rigathi Gachagua is a threat to President William Ruto as we speak today. And therefore, he forms part of the groups that are going to take William Ruto home come 2027. You have to understand that Rigathi Gachagua right now is controlling the 7 million plus votes from the Mountain region. And apart from that, he was the greatest mobilizer in William Ruto's government because he mobilized 47% of the votes from Mount Kenya region, which determined President William Ruto's win of the 2022 general elections. So William Ruto does not have this gentleman, and he does not have the Mount Kenya. That means that William Ruto's going home is almost automatic. I don't know what's your take as far as this is concerned, but it is my sincere admission today here that those groups that I've just mentioned, that is the working class, Rigathi Gachagua, the youths, those who believe that William Ruto is not taking the country to the right direction, and of course you have to admit here that some leaders within William Ruto's camp are also dissatisfied. They're going to determine William Ruto's going home come 2027. Let me see in the comment section, you guys, what you think, but that is my take.